There are moments when unbelief isn't rebellion. It's exhaustion. It's confusion. It's the ache of someone who has heard 100 voices and trusted none of them. This teaching is not a debate. It is not a defense. It is not an argument trying to win a mind while losing a heart. This is an invitation, because God is not fragile. Truth is not nervous. And faith is not blind. It simply sees farther than the natural eye can reach. You don't have to understand the Bible to begin. You don't have to know the verses. You don't have to pretend you believe. You just have to be willing to look. Look at creation. Look at conscience. Look at longing. Look at the person of Jesus. Look at the story of your own life. If you don't believe, let me show you why millions across history have encountered a God who is not imaginary, not distant, not silent, and not optional. This is not pressure. This is revelation. Come and see. Unbelief is not the absence of intelligence. It is the absence of revelation. Most people don't reject God because he's unbelievable. They reject him because he's been misrepresented. So this teaching is not an argument. It is an invitation. Not, let me convince you, but let me show you. Because truth doesn't fear examination. It shines brighter under it. You don't have to start with the Bible. You can start with the world you already see. Look at the order of creation. Order always reveals intention. Look at the laws of nature. Laws always reveal a lawgiver. Look at beauty. Beauty always reveals an artist. Look at your conscience. Conscience always reveals a voice. You don't believe? Let me show you the fingerprints. The universe is not random. It is precise to impossible degrees. Gravity is tuned. Light is tuned. The atom is tuned. Your DNA is tuned. Randomness cannot produce precision. Precision reveals purpose. And purpose reveals a person. You don't believe? Let me show you the longing inside you. Every human heart aches for meaning. That ache is not a flaw, it is a compass. You hunger for justice. You hunger for love. You hunger for eternity. But because you were made for someone eternal, and your soul remembers him, even if your mind doesn't yet. You don't believe? Let me show you the person of Jesus. Not the religion built around him. Not the institutions that failed to represent him. The real Jesus. The historical Jesus. The undeniable Jesus. A man who spoke like no one before him. A man who loved like no one after him. A man whose life split history in half. A man whose empty tomb still demands an answer. You don't believe? Let me show you the evidence. Eyewitnesses who died refusing to deny him. Enemies who became disciples. Scholars who became believers. Skeptics who became martyrs. People don't die for a lie they invented. They die for a truth they encountered. Something happened in Jerusalem. Something history cannot erase. And that something was someone. You don't believe? Let me show you your own story. Think of the moments you should have fallen apart, but didn't. Think of the times you felt protected, even when you didn't pray. Think of the times you felt convicted, even when no one was watching. These are not coincidences. These are invitations. You don't believe? Let me show you the difference between religion and God. Religion says, try harder. God says, come to me. Religion says, earn it. God says, receive it. Religion builds walls. God tears them down. Religion complicates. God clarifies. You don't believe? Let me show you grace. Grace is not a doctrine. It is an encounter. Grace is when guilt breaks. When shame lifts. When the heart softens. When the soul wakes up. Grace is not earned. It is revealed. And when it hits you, unbelief doesn't stand a chance. You don't believe? Let me show you the cross. Not as a symbol. As a rescue. Jesus didn't die to start a religion. He died to restore a relationship. He didn't die to make bad people good. He died to make dead people alive. And when you see that, truly see it, belief becomes the only reasonable response. You don't believe? Let me show you the empty tomb. If Jesus stayed dead, none of this matters. But if he rose, everything changes. Hope changes. Purpose changes. Eternity changes. You change. And millions across history testify. He lives. You don't believe? Let me show you one last thing. God is not waiting for you to understand everything. He is waiting for you to take one step. Not blind faith. Honest faith. Not forced belief. A willing heart. And when you take that step, you will discover the truth that has been pursuing you all along. Thank you for walking through this teaching with me today. If something stirred your heart, even slightly, don't ignore it. That's not emotion. That's invitation. God is not asking you to leap blindly. He is asking you to take one honest step. And when you do, He meets you with grace, clarity, and a peace that doesn't make sense until it becomes your own. If this message helped you see something new, I'd love for you to stay connected. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next teaching. Your engagement helps this truth reach others who are searching just like you. Grace to you, strength to your spirit, and may the God who has been pursuing you make Himself unmistakably real in the days ahead. Jesus is Lord.